Welcome, everyone, to the Credible Nerds podcast on May the 4th, 2022. My name is Justin, and I'll be your host, along with my fellow co-hosts and fellow Jedi Padawan learners, Aiden.
What's up, guys?
And we have Mark.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And we're happy to join you here on this Star Wars Day. We've had some growing pains lately, so we're just trying to get these videos published and put them out on YouTube, so hopefully this is one that you enjoy. You'll be able to watch and hear us talk about Star Wars, because that's what we like to do, along with many other things here at the Credible Nerds. So if you're watching this YouTube video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video so we can get some more people interested in exposure, that type of thing. You know the drill, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff that we always say. So, but we appreciate you guys watching and checking this out on one of our first YouTube videos that we've done here on the podcast. Typically, we've done audio podcasts, but we're moving into the video realm of things because
it's cool. New. That's why
it's cool. Yeah. So we've done our May the 4th shows in the past. I think this is our fourth one. In the past, they've all been the audio podcast, though, so go back and check those out on our website, crediblenerds.com, if you want to hear our past Star Wars talk. This time, Disney Plus is going full force, and we've had plenty of Star Wars shows in the past. We've had Mandalorian, Season 1 and 2. Season 3 is on the way. We've had the Bad Batch series, the animated show that we've enjoyed. We have a couple of video reviews on our YouTube channel as well for that with me and Aiden. And then we also have upcoming shows, Andor and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is what we're going to talk a little bit more about here later. But for you, Mark, you've been talking Star Wars with me since the beginning, since we started this podcast. What are your thoughts on this Star Wars Day compared to the past ones that we've met and talked about Star Wars? What are you thinking?
It's nice because we have a lot of new content now.
Yeah.
Right? We just had the movies before, and I think movies were kind of a letdown before, so that kind of took us off and didn't really get us excited. But I think we have a lot of excitement now. I've really enjoyed The Mandalorian. Boba Fett, I know it got a lot of flack, but I seem to like Boba Fett quite a bit. And I'm really looking forward to Obi-Wan. I really like the trailer, right? We'll talk about that. I'm excited. Like I remember, I think it was last year we talked about it, and we were just kind of not way excited. And this year I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, there's a lot more content and stuff to look forward to. I think one of our previous May the 4th episodes was, what's next for Disney Star Wars, right? I think it was after episode 9 came out, and I think we knew about The Mandalorian. Yeah, we did. So we had some content in the future, but it hadn't been revealed yet necessarily, or, we were just wondering what's next. And a couple years later, we know what's next. And so it is exciting. I agree. For you, Aiden, Star Wars Day is kind of a newer thing. I would say in the last 3-4 years, it's always been there. It's been there for a while, but probably the last 3 or 4 years, it's really grown into a media thing. What are your thoughts on this year's Star Wars Day compared to previous ones?
Well, this one, especially with so much content out there, has been just so much, like, all over. I see discounts and promotional stuff just from any company, really, especially like nerd companies. A pretty notable one is Heroes and Villains. They sell all types of nerd stuff. They had 20% off today.
Nice.
It's just like the companies are really taking advantage of today. But like for us nerds who have been in Star Wars since the beginning, Star Wars Day is as big as bigger than Cinco de Mayo for me.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see it popularized, but it's like, this is ours.
Yeah. Every day is Star Wars Day for the nerds, right? For us Star Wars fans.
Oh, yeah.
So
why do you think they don't do like big releases on May the 4th, right? They drop the trailer and stuff, but why don't we see movie releases or things like that? Do you want? Because I brought that up in the past. It'd be a good idea, yada yada. But do you think it's just more commercial as opposed to, releasing content? Is that why, or what?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think we've talked about this before. They did release The Bad Batch last year on May the 4th,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just an animated series that's a small percentage of people would watch and see. But yeah, why not a movie? I mean, I think the closest thing we'll get now is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is dropping later this month on May 27th. But yeah, why didn't they start May 4th or something? I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. I always wonder why Hasbro doesn't have their Force Friday on May the 4th.
Yeah.
It just seems like a golden opportunity there.
Yeah.
And it's always in, like, just the most obscure part of the year. Like, there's no...
Well, they did drop some stuff this May the 4th.
Yeah, they did. But I wonder why they don't have their big Force Friday event in general just on May 4th. Obviously, it wouldn't be Force Friday because it's not always on a Friday, but I don't know why they don't just release all their stuff on May the 4th. It seems like the perfect day to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like you said, Mark, it's maybe just a commercial. They want to take the commercial angle and sell the toys and the shirts and the all that stuff. I know Lego had a big thing today. Well, I think it started yesterday.
It's been pretty much this whole week, just so it gives people a chance to get it all.
Yeah.
More incentive to spend more money.
Yeah. So you went and picked up some stuff. What'd you get?
Yep. So this week they had 3 bonus items that you could that you could get by spending a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
The top one was if you spent $160, you could get Aunt Brew in the Lars Homestead kitchen, which, I would never buy that set.
Yeah.
But since it was an extra set, I thought it was pretty cool. And a fun fact about that one is that's the first Aunt Brew minifigure ever.
Nice.
So, I mean, I thought that was kind of cool. I had some value to it. I like those kind of sets because it's a small set. It's probably like this big, but it's like a scene. It's very detailed. It's not like I wouldn't give this to a kid, like a little kid to build, because it's not really a toy. It's a model at that point. It's a display piece. So I like those. They've been coming out with a lot of those recently, and I got another one yesterday as well. It's like they're calling them dioramas. I got the trench run one. That's part of the money I spent to get that Aunt Brew.
Yeah.
And then so that was the $160, and then the $70 was a Beskar, like in the Mandalorian, the Beskar ingot keychain, which is really cool. I do have to say, it's like solid metal. It feels heavy. It's detailed. It's got the Imperial insignia on the corner.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks pretty cool. I was jealous.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I really want to put it on my keys, but I really don't want to put it on my keys.
Yeah.
It's that cool. And then I think if you spent $30 or $40, you got a mini ATST. So the sets that I bought to get those were, I had gone there in mind to get the trench run because it is so cool. It's so detailed. It's so complex. So I got that, and then I got Luke Skywalker's pilot helmet, which is really cool. I like their helmet series. I have Boba Fett. I got the
TIE Fighter
pilot helmet, and I only thought it was fitting to get Luke Skywalker's helmet. It's a cool. I've got a whole shelf of just all that stuff, and it's just fits perfectly in there. And then I was trying to figure out which one to get, and since they had the mini ATST, I had to get the big ATST. I've been kind of trying to get like the mini versions of the big sets that I have and vice versa, and it was perfect. It all worked out perfect. Nice. And they're all really cool sets, and Lego definitely knows how to make us spend our money on them.
Yeah, so there's definitely a commercial component to Star Wars Day. I mean, Lego's getting in on it, Hasbro is, and everything like that. So,
and they will get my money.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't buy anything this year. I think I did get notice that my T-shirts and swag that I ordered for Star Wars Celebration is being shipped,
Awesome.
or at least Mark got the notification since it's under his account.
Yep. I got the email, so it's on its way.
Yeah. So I guess that's my spending on Star Wars Day.
It's probably good that you're not spending on Star Wars Day, since there's not a ton coming out today, but there will be plenty for Celebration, which is later this month.
Yeah, definitely. So, what do you think? Or did you look at anything, Mark, for buying anything for Star Wars Day? Was that?
No, the only thing I really did is I was checking to see if they were going to have any more announcements as far as, autographs and pictures and stuff like that.
Well, they did announce Ewan McGregor again for $300.
Say that again.
They announced Ewan again. Some more. They released some more spots for him to sign.
Yeah, $300. I'm not going to spend $300 on that.
Yeah.
All power to him. I'm sure people love it. I'm not going to, but I did get Carl Weathers, right? And so I've got that set up for Friday during the event. But no, I didn't really spend anything, just kind of saving my money. I want to check out what's at the celebration and spend my money there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not. If there would have been something really cool, I probably would have got it, but I didn't. I'm not into the Lego. I like the Legos, but I'm not super into it like Aiden is. I like watching him build it and then display it on the shelf. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I like it. So I get my Lego fix through him.
These days, especially, they're just so cool as collector's items rather than toys.
Yeah. Well, that UCS Landspeeder looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I could see myself buying that one at some point.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Along with the Falcon.
Yep.
So, all right. So that's Star Wars Day today. The movies are on sale for the 4K video. I think they're on sale for like $17, I think is what I saw.
That'd be cool if we didn't have every single edition there ever was.
I have the VHS, the DVD, the Blu-ray, the digital copy. I'm not buying the 4K.
VHS?
What?
What's VHS?
Well, back in the day, they had these crappy versions. If you watched, they had this video format. If you watched it more than 10 times, it started to degrade and wasn't as clear. So it's called VHS.
Awful.
Yeah.
Why would they even do that?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not buying a 4K set. Well, they do have, Best Buy does have the Skywalker Saga set, like all 9 movies, nicely packaged, some booklets, I think there's some pictures or something. Great set. If you don't have the 4K and you want it, it's on sale for like $150 as opposed to $200 plus. So it's a good option, but yeah, I'm not buying any more Star Wars video formats at this point. But yeah. So Star Wars Day, it's fun. You see people wearing the T-shirts. Your coworkers are wearing Star Wars socks or something like that. You're like, oh, cool. You're like, yeah, I have a pair like that. I wear it every day, so every week. So everybody's getting into it, and I think that's cool for one day. But it comes and goes, but Star Wars fans celebrate it all the time.
May 4th is like Christmas, and every other day we celebrate Star Wars just like we should.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that was a big deal this Star Wars Day was Disney Plus, StarWars.com released a Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser trailer, a second one. It shows a little more detail or more scenes than we saw in the first one. So I saw it, and Mark, you saw it, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I was excited for it. Saw it first thing this morning. I think I messaged you right away, right? And it was like, oh man, did you see this? And it was good. I liked it. Kind of got me a little bit more jazzed for the actual release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did you see it, Aiden?
I did not.
Oh.
Every time a Star Wars trailer comes out, I'm like, oh, this would be so cool, but also like I don't want to watch it. Maybe spoilers, or I want to get the full effect when it comes out. I always give in, but that's what I was trying to do this morning.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Plus, I watched it at work on my phone. That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
So that always factors into it. Do I want to watch it now or do I want to watch it later? But then I kept seeing stuff throughout the day, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it. So
It was good, right? I mean, we got to see a lot of things in there. I think the Inquisitors were cool to see. Um, I was excited to see those guys. I know it's been announced we're going to see them. Everyone knows that already, but it was just kind of cool to see them all. That I like that. There's some scenes in there right at the end when you hear the Vader sound. That was amazing.
yeah, I was hoping we'd see more than what we saw, but I'm kind of glad we didn't at the same time. So, well, let's watch it. It's a minute and a half, so not too long. We'll press play and then pause it, that sort of thing, and just talk about it as we go along. So it starts off with the Lucasfilm logo blowing away into like sand, winds blowing the sand away like we saw in the first one. So that was pretty cool. I like how they're doing the variations on the different logos. I like that. But it starts off, we see this ship flying through the atmosphere to looks like a new planet. This new planet that we're going to see in the series, and we get to see some stormtroopers walking through the planet. It's a night scene. We've got some neon signs, that sort of thing. So one thing about this trailer is there are a lot of quick clips. You don't really get to see anything that is able to breathe. It's like boom, 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 boom. So that was one thing that I didn't really care for, but if you pause, you can see these cool scenes.
One thing I do like as we're watching is it does give a better view of the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
In the last one, we only got that quick shot. It was kind of an awkward angle, made him look not good, and so many people were complaining. I didn't mind because the reason people complain is because he doesn't look like he does in Rebels. But I don't care because the animated series are supposed to be different than live action. That's kind of the point. And, I don't complain about Count Dooku being way different than he does in live action. But I do like how he looks a little bit more in this one. I don't think they fixed anything. I think it's just that we got a better view of him.
Right.
And it does look a lot more like they actually were making him look like that.
Yeah, I agree. We get that shot. Go ahead, Mark.
So remind me, I know the Inquisitors are there. I'm trying to remember their full history, right? It was something like right after they clear the temple, Vader goes in there and finds the Grand Inquisitor, right? And then they fight, they throw down, Vader beats him, and then Palpatine, the Emperor, shows up and is basically like, oh, don't kill him. He's our new Inquisitors. And it almost seemed like he was testing Vader to see who was better. But is that kind of how he came to? I seem to remember reading that somewhere. I don't know. Am I just making it up?
Yeah, I think that's right. They're not Sith, but they're, I guess, just below that. They're dark side users who hunt down Jedi because obviously the normal clones or stormtroopers aren't capable of that, but that's their job. We saw that in Rebels, and we saw that in Jedi Fallen Order as well.
So they reveal the history of the Inquisitors in Fallen Order, or what? Like, where do we get that history from?
I remember reading it in like a comic somewhere, or there was like this weird side comic I remember reading, and I don't remember where it was. I'll have to see if I can find it. But yeah, it basically talks about that Palpatine sent him to the temple for some reason or another, and the Inquisitor was in there, and they throw down, and it was almost like he was being tested. Like if he got beat, then the Grand Inquisitor will be his new apprentice, kind of thing. So I don't know. It was really weird. It was kind of a history I hadn't heard before, so I was just trying to kind of figure out where they came from and what you guys knew, since you guys are experts.
Well, this is one area that I'm not familiar with, this Grand Inquisitor, like his history. I mean, we saw him in Rebels, and Now we're going to see him here, so I'm aware of that. But I don't remember his, like, where he comes from.
There definitely hasn't been a lot said about him, and I think that's kind of the like Master Yoda, we're not supposed to know much about him, or maybe they just haven't gotten around to it. But what we do know is that they're hunters of the Jedi and they're dark side users, and they're pretty terrifying.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get
Because
some
all
more
we really
history.
know about them is their ending, right? We know they show up, they're around, they hunt Jedi, and then we kind of know their ending.
Yeah.
That's really it, right?
Yeah. So that's a good. Maybe you are mixing up with something else. I'm not sure, but I don't know to say that's right or wrong. But if you read it in a comic, maybe that's what happened. So, but we know there's a Grand Inquisitor, and there's like his followers, and in the trailer we get to see a couple of his followers. We have I think it's Sixth Brother. Is that, or is this a different one in this?
Yeah. So this is the same one that we see in, I think it's Rebels, and I think he also shows up in Jedi Fallen Order as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fifth brother, isn't he?
Yeah, fifth brother.
Okay. And then we have a shot of Reva. So it's Grand Inquisitor, Fifth Brother, and Reva, who's a new character introduced just for Kenobi, right? And she seems to be the main protagonist or antagonist to Kenobi, at least from what the footage we've seen, until Darth Vader shows up. So we see them land on Tatooine. They're walking out of their ship. And we see Joel Edgerton, Uncle Owen, kind of staring down the Fifth Brother. And these Inquisitors are walking through the streets. I'm guessing it's Mos Eisley, maybe Mos Espa. And they're onto something. They know they're searching for something. This is the impression I get. They're talking to people, confronting people, where is he? Where are they? Type thing. And so what do you think? How would they know to go to Tatooine? Do you think they're looking for Kenobi? Are they looking for someone else? Or kind of any speculation there?
I think they're looking for a Jedi. I don't think that they really know which Jedi. Because was it another trailer or something that has that voiceover from the Emperor, and he's he says, this is how you catch them. They can't help themselves. They're going to protect people.
Right.
And so I think that something gets back, somebody helped someone in some weird, miraculous way. And so they're like, okay, we know something's there. We don't know what it is, but something's there.
Yeah. And Darth Vader is also the head of the Inquisitorius. He's in charge of that. And Obi-Wan is his master. So I'm sure there's probably some connection there. He probably heard something or felt something. And he sent them there to investigate. But I think you're right. They don't know what's there, but that there is something there.
Yeah. Okay. So the Inquisitors show up on scene, perhaps looking for someone in particular, perhaps just investigating. I think they would be looking for someone in particular if the Grand Inquisitor is showing up, or they have a pretty good idea of something big is there. It's not just rumors or whatever. If you got the Grand Inquisitor and two other ones right behind him, they're pretty sure they're looking for something specific in my mind. So we got a shot of Obi-Wan looking at Luke through the macro binoculars, kind of keeping an eye on him, making sure he's okay. And then we got Lars and Obi-Wan talking. Let's see. What do they say to each other here?
Leave us alone. When the time comes, he must be trained. Like you trained his father.
Ooh, sick burn. So
sick burn.
Yeah. So Lars wants Obi-Wan to stay away, Don't mess with us, leave us alone type thing.
Which goes in line with how he acts in A New Hope. He's a crazy old kook. He's a wizard.
Yep. Don't hang out with that guy. Why do you think he's like that? I mean, because it's not like Anakin and Uncle Owen were buddies. I mean, Anakin was there at his. He was hanging out there at the homestead in Episode 2 for a couple days, maybe. I don't know. Why do you think there's a connection?
Well, I also think that, I mean, this is just my speculation. Obi-Wan comes and like, hey, here's a kid. This is the son of now Darth Vader. Keep him secret.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine he's like, what? This is a pretty big bomb you're dropping on me. So I'm sure he's kind of frustrated with Obi-Wan bringing a kid that's like, Darth Vader's son and danger, essentially. So I imagine he wants to keep Obi-Wan as far away after that, if he has to take care of Luke. And also, like, it's a kid. He has to protect him. And essentially, he's his father at that point. He's just doing what's best for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Owen Lars sees Luke as his son. So, of course, he's going to protect him from the Empire, from the Jedi. Because not everyone trusts the Jedi at this point anymore. So, what do you think, Mark?
I think it's a couple things. They're on a world, right, run by the Hutts, which is pretty bad, right? I mean, obviously, I've never lived under the Hutts, but it looks pretty bad. They have slavery. They have, open beatings and people killing each other for control. So they live in a kind of a bad area anyway. They probably don't know a ton about Jedi in general, but they know a little bit. Especially Owen would know a little bit more than, being half brothers with Anakin and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But now you have the Empire taking over, and they're a lot more proactive in places with the Hutts. So I think a part of it's fear, like, we don't want you here. Like, they will come. Whoever this Darth Vader will show up. Obviously, he knows who Darth Vader is. I'm sure that it'll show he is told who he is. You don't want Emperor showing up. I think they're just scared. He's like, like what? Like, you chained his father? Like, as far as I know, you're going to train him to be a new Sith Lord who's going to conquer the galaxy and make it worse for us.
Yeah.
And so it kind of makes sense to me in a way that he's like that. He's just like, stay away from us.
Yeah. Protecting him and his wife and his adopted son, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's some good concept to think about. Then we got shots of Reva showing up on, I'm assuming it's their base, the Inquisitor base. They have there's some Imperial troopers there and things like that. So quick shot there of, some TIE fighters in the hangar, some troopers, Imperial officers. Looks like they're in this war room talking about things with the other Inquisitors. We saw a shot of that in the first trailer. This is a different angle. So they're organized. They're like a strike force, maybe some government agency that's CIA type thing, where they have resources, they have missions that they need to accomplish and do things like that. So they're not just some group of guys hanging out trying to track down Jedi. They have all the resources of the Empire at their disposal.
Yeah, and I forgot what it's called, but it's like, you see it in Rebels with Agent Callus, the ISB.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's part of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, probably related, if not the same agency.
Because that's what was a big part of Rebels at first, was the ISB investigating the Jedi, specifically Ezra and Kanan, and also just them in general, because they're rebels.
Yeah, maybe it is a continuation of that. Well, actually, it's the beginning. It would be the beginnings of that, because this is pre-Rebels. So yeah. Okay. Then we cut to a scene of Obi-Wan on an Eopie traveling the sands of Tatooine. Then we cut to a scene of ships flying around in space. A lot of quick shots again. Don't know what's going on there. Riva's on a Dayu. Dayu is the new planet that looks. They compared it to, like, I think it was Shanghai or one of those type of cities with lots of neon signs. It's dark. It's seedy in certain parts. So then
Reminds me of Nar Shaddaa in the Old Republic game.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So the back, or like the, I guess, vibe of Nar Shaddaa is that it's just the pit of just nastiness.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst people go there and hide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same kind of thing. Looks like. So then we got a shot of Kenobi with a wanted sign. Looks like his mugshot type thing on the Imperial Network. We got a bounty hunter. Looks like, who do you think that is? It's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Forlom, maybe? Or one of that type?
I don't know. I can't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely going to be someone that shoots first. So,
Yeah.
not Greedo.
Yeah, he's definitely on the attack there. Then, is that Obi-Wan beating up someone there in the dark?
I think so.
Kind of hard to tell. But yeah.
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
the alleyway or something like that.
Yeah. Looks like
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's, what's that race? It's the same race as,
Darth Maul.
who was it? Darth
Maul. It's
Maul,
Zabrak
yeah.
Zabrak, yeah.
without the face tattoos.
Yeah. So I watched that a few times, that part, just to see, is it Maul? Is
Yeah.
it? Because I expect him to be in this series.
I hope so. He's alive at this point in this time frame. So.
Yeah. So I think it'd be a cool. I mean, we've talked about this before. I think that'd be a great confrontation. Bring Ahsoka in somehow, and then you have Maul and Vader.
Mm-hmm. That would be an epic fight.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone would be trying to kill each other. No one's everyone's on their own side. No one's on their own team.
Yeah. It would be epic, but we would know that no one's gonna die because they all have to survive past that point. So I don't know.
I mean, it would be, but I think it would kind of settle. Like, there's always that question: could Vader beat Maul, or vice versa? And there's always been talk about yes, and there's been some canon released about yes or no or whatever. But I think that would be cool to see them actually kind of throw down and to actually have that confirmation, like, oh yeah, Vader's 10 times better, or yeah, Maul could have beaten, but it's too risky, so he took off.
Yeah. Well, I think Vader and Maul could fight with lightsabers, and one of them could win because they can cut their metallic leg off or Anakin's robotic arm off, right? And they'd still be able to survive and still just repair it or whatever. So they could fight and have a winner and a loser, and lose body parts, and things like that. But as far as Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, they wouldn't be able to. They'd have to escape, be overpowered and escape somehow. But that'd be cool.
Yeah. I just think there's some cool opportunity for some great action scenes, if you do bring them in. But I mean, you've got the Inquisitors, so there's plenty of action already.
Yeah. And I think that's the purpose of the Inquisitors. They're menacing, they're dark, they have the red lightsabers, but we don't really know them, so they can die if they need to. We don't really have this invested interest like we do with Maul or Vader being defeated. So, but the next shot after that is a water. I don't know if it's a water planet, but it's like an ocean. There's a building in the middle of it and a ship flying to it. And I think that's the Inquisitor base. I think that's what we saw earlier.
Yeah, the Inquisitorius.
Is that the name of the building or the organization or both?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, so that's where they're at. Again, stormtroopers with Riva, I think. But then we got a shot of Obi-Wan on a desert planet. assuming it's Tatooine, unless they go to a different one as well. We got a probe droid in the background that's been destroyed. Stormtrooper laying there on the ground. And he wrestles a stormtrooper, steals the gun, and fires a shot with the blaster. Pretty cool action sequence there.
Yeah.
Interesting he's not using his lightsaber. Usually he's using an uncivilized blaster.
Yeah. I imagine
I thought the same thing. I'm wondering why.
I imagine it's just because he doesn't want to draw more attention than he already has to him. Or maybe it'll be explained in the first episode or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he originally puts it away. I'm done being a Jedi. I've got to watch over this boy. And the last time I used this, I, for all he knows, killed someone he loved. Right. So he might have just put it away and just got rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Put it under lock and key or something.
Which is interesting because in A New Hope, we see him use it in a cantina like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's on a mission at that point. Things have changed. Luke's ready to go. They're going to go save Princess Leia, his twin sister. Things have changed. He's not just hiding out anymore.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's also curious just that, he won't use it when his life depends on it, but he'll use it to cut a guy's arm off in a cantina.
Yeah. I think maybe he lost it or they captured him and took it from him. Now he's trying to get it back. I think we'll see him use his lightsaber in this series.
If he's going to have a battle with Darth Vader, he better.
Yeah, better. So.
Well, and the whole time I was thinking when I was watching this is, one, where's Vader? And then you see him at the end, but it doesn't look like he shows up until they kind of captured him or he has to. Mm-hmm. And they have to know the Obi-Wan. I mean, he beat Darth Vader before he was robotic, so he's amazing. So where is he? Why isn't he there the whole time? If you're these Inquisitors trying to hunt someone down and you realize it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, why don't you get on a telephone and be like, oh my gosh, this is Obi-Wan. We need some heavy guns.
Yeah.
Vader, we need you here. What's he doing? Where is he? And that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah. I think it's a good point. I think we will see that. The Inquisitors will flesh him out. He'll come out of hiding. They track him to this new planet, Daiyu. Confrontation there. He beats a couple of the Inquisitors, or at least overpowers them, overcomes them. And then they realize, hey, we need the big guns. We need Vader. Mm-hmm. And then we see him suiting up and coming out of hiding. I imagine that'll be a couple episodes in.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not just one episode where Vader shows up and then that's the last episode. I want to see 2, 3, 4 episodes of Vader.
Yeah.
Walking around, trying to track him down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The next sequence, there's this robot. I don't know. Can't really tell. Looks like a robot with a blaster shooting. Pretty quick sequence once again. And then we got Reva with her lightsaber. Looks like someone's attacking her, and she's deflecting the bolts. Maybe it's the same type of thing. Then we got a shot of, is it a new character?
Yeah, it's a new character.
He looks like a Jedi. He's got the light thing with the dark overcoat, dark robe. Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's definitely a Jedi that helps him or shows up or something, but we barely see him, right?
Yeah, it's like half a second. Super quick. And he's doing something with a droid, right?
Yeah, it's like a really small one.
Yeah. Maybe he's like sending a message to Obi-Wan. They're after me. They found me. Or something.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
Yeah. Gonna rehash of that. So. Then some more night shots. That's one thing. This trailer has a lot of night shots. It's hard to see what's going on, what you're seeing. Shot of Reva again. I think this is got some more Inquisitors. Let's see what the audio is here. Yeah, Can't escape him. Reva yells at someone, I'm assuming Kenobi. Can't escape him. Escape
Vader.
Vader?
I think that's the only answer there.
Yeah, because the next shot is Vader's arm being attached. So,
Yeah, I mean, this is where you get down to it, like, oh man, he's coming, right? He's
Yeah.
suiting up, and we're gonna see some stuff.
yeah. Be sweet. Obi-Wan looking concerned. See the face or that front plate, the buttons and the lights being attached. Yeah. First it was the arm, now this plate.
You also see in that same scene, he's only half suited up, and you see his skin all, burnt and mutilated. And
look at that.
It's in that same scene. I imagine this is all in his meditation chamber too.
Yeah, on Mustafar.
Yeah. Or like aboard a Star Destroyer or whatever.
Yeah, possibly. Let's see.
So in the front scene, he's mostly suited up, but on the side, when it's going in, that's when you see that his skin is like his face is in, Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it, like his left arm there, huh?
Yeah, it's all nasty.
Yeah. Burns that never go away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you got a shot of Inquisitors with a bunch of troopers and officers walking through the hallway. You got troopers taking aim. It looks like so there's the white stormtroopers in the back, and in the front you got some dark troopers.
Death troopers.
Death troopers, maybe.
Yeah,
because they have the pauldron on.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay, some death, but their helmet looks a little different, or no?
Let's see.
It's hard to tell. They kind of got the dark trooper helmet look.
Yeah, no, you're right.
From Mandalorian.
It's got like the flared back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely not Death Troopers.
Maybe
those look like Dark Troopers.
Maybe it's Death Trooper 1.0.
I have a feeling it's Dark Trooper 1.0 because in The Mandalorian, when Luke is fighting them, they say that this is their their third generation, and they made them fully robotic, so there's no pilots in them, so they can't make mistakes.
Yeah.
So I imagine this is the first iteration.
Right. So what's the difference between Dark Troopers and Death Troopers?
I guess that's the question. I would think that Death Troopers are more just like commandos,
Yeah, like ARC troopers.
Mm-hmm. And then Dark Troopers, I don't know, but probably like genetically mutated cyborgs, like enhanced in some way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting that in The Mandalorian, they go back to the droid concept.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 1 was droids. Then they went to the clones, and then they went to stormtroopers and death troopers, and now they're back to droids again, basically.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Okay. Any thoughts on that, Mark, as far as trooper, what you're seeing there?
I'm just kind of actually pulled up some stuff to read to kind of see what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really just frontline infantry, right? Like stormtroopers are like your heavy front infantry, infantry type. I'm wondering if these are like shock infantry, like special units for specific things. But I don't know the difference. There seems to be a lot of argument. Like I'm just looking at different threads and stuff. I don't know.
You know what they could be? Their helmets look a little bit different, but in Jedi Fallen Order, they introduced the Purge Troopers, which had the red pauldron, all black armor, but the helmet looks more like the... there's a clone helmet that looks exactly like their helmet. It's got like the dome, but it comes down, and then it's got a straight visor, and that's it. But this one looks more like the Dark Trooper heads. But the armor I could see being the Purge Trooper, which would make sense if they're having the Inquisitors. And the Purge Troopers were specialized in hunting Jedi and fighting Jedi.
Yeah. That would make more sense that it's a Purge Trooper, some variation of that.
Yeah.
When does the Jedi Fallen Order take place?
It's probably 10-ish, 5 to 10 years after. You see a lot of flashbacks, and he's a young kid in those flashbacks, and he's like in his early 20s when you're in the game. I think it says exactly like 8 years or something like that. So it would be a little bit after.
Yeah, because he was just a young Padawan, right, when it all happened.
Yeah. And honestly, these would be around the same time, Jedi Fallen Order and Kenobi.
Kenobi's 10 years after Episode 3.
So yeah, it would be around the same time if I'm thinking 10 years, because he is an adult, like my age or a little bit older. I'm 20 years old.
So it sounds like Jedi Fallen Order and Obi-Wan Kenobi happen around the same time.
Yeah. Let me look that up real quick.
Did you finish Fallen Order, Mark?
I never did. So I put it on too hard of a mode, and it wouldn't let me change it out of the mode. And I kept dying because I got annoyed with it. And then I just started getting into other games, and I just never went back to it. But I need to. I want to finish the storyline.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet either.
It's a really, like, if anything, do it on the lowest mode just so you can get through the story, because it's a really compelling story, and you do learn a little bit more about the Inquisitors, because you fight a few of them. You see one that was turned from a Jedi to a Sith, or to an Inquisitor. And it's so cool.
Yeah, I need to get back into it and play it.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got the front plate being attached to his chest.
Okay, so I found it. Jedi Fallen Order is a little bit before Kenobi. It's 5 years before. So it takes place in 14 BBY, and Kenobi takes place in 9 BBY.
Okay. All right. So Cal Kestis is after. Or no, before. Yeah, before, yeah. Okay. All right. Then you got a front shot of the plate there, the lights turning on. You got the breath.
Yeah.
The intake breath from Vader. And then Kenobi in shadow looking up, or kind of opening his eyes or something.
Mm-hmm.
And in the background, it looks like he's surrounded by droids or something. It's all blurry, but like it kind of looks like droids. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think more just like random junk back there.
Yeah,
Well, no, on the right side is definitely a droidica. That looks, yeah. You see like the shadow of the legs coming out in the front, and then a curve.
Yeah.
That's a droidica.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, but yeah. And I think the way they cut it together is you think that Obi-Wan like hears Vader breathing, and he looks up, and he's in the same room or something. I don't think that's it. I think it's two different environments, but maybe he's close enough to Vader that he senses his presence in the Force.
Yeah, that could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it. So pretty quick shots, like we said. A lot of it's in the dark. I wonder if they're doing that on purpose, so they're teasing us with a bunch of cool scenes, but not really a lot of context, not a lot of ways to look at it and pick out things and try to figure out what's going on. But I don't know, Mark. Overall, what do you think of this teaser trailer?
Awesome. I liked it. I've been
Yeah.
excited for the show anyway, and now I saw it, and it just excites me. I think there's so much potential here. A lot of story that people want to know, right? What happened between those years? Now we get to put it down and see it, and we get to see these cool Inquisitors, what they get to do. And I don't know. I just think there's a lot of fun and potential here, and I'm excited for it. And it's been a while since I've just been truly excited for a Star Wars project, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was initially supposed to be a film, Kenobi, a Star Wars story, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So after Solo, this was going to be released, or maybe Solo got moved up. But this is going to be one of the 3 Star Wars stories that they talked about way back in 2015 when they announced at Celebration Anaheim, the last Celebration Anaheim, that they're going to do a Star Wars movie every year and a Star Wars story in between that. So that didn't happen, obviously. So here we are with Obi-Wan Kenobi as a 6-part series. Do you think that was a good move to push this to a Disney Plus series?
Yeah. I would have appreciated a movie. For one reason, basically, is Liam Neeson said he would only come back to Star Wars as quiet. He would love to do it, but only in a movie.
Right. Do you think that's misdirect that he is in it and he's just like throwing us off? Or
Could possibly be, but I also see. Well, I don't know because Liam Neeson's been in video games before.
Clone Wars did his voice for Clone Wars.
Yeah. But also there's just so much more you can do, especially in a limited series. Dylan, my cousin, and I were talking, and he asked me what a limited series meant, and I was like, oh, they only plan for 1 season, a short season at that. And he's like, why?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know, that's just how they plan. And he's like, well, I want more. And I was like, well, in a limited series like this, they're planning for 1 season and that's it. So they have a clear direction. They know exactly what they're going to do. They know how it's going to end. And it's not going to be stretched out for seasons. There's not going to be filler episodes, I hope. Like you see with The Mandalorian, like they plan for that to go on. So there's going to be filler episodes. Same with The Bad Batch. It's a longer series, so they can do that. But with Kenobi, they can't really afford to do that, especially with such a high-profile character. So I think this will be cool. And also there's something about, episode to episode time jumps that, help propel the story forward.
Right.
Which I think will be really good for this. It would be so cool as a movie, but it would be, one event. Whereas this could be, one big event with a few more events separated, so we just get more Kenobi.
Yeah.
More Obi-Wan, which we all want.
Yeah. It could go either way. More story, more excitement, or filler episodes.
Yeah.
It could have been a movie, 2.5 hours, but they threw in a bunch of filler content. But that's not the impression I get with this one. So I don't know, Mark. What would you rather see, a movie, an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie for 2.5 hours, or are you looking forward to the 6-part series?
I think there's a lot more potential in a 6-part series, a lot more potential to tell a better story, a more complete story, fill in any holes that might be there, things like that. So in that sense, I really like that they made it a series, because now you can turn a 2-hour smashed in movie to a 6-hour, 7-hour type show, which is good. The one thing I get worried about is that, and I've noticed this in the other Disney films, Boba Fett and Mandalorian, is you get that 1 or 1.5 episodes that's just complete hogwash. You just don't need it. I think the biggest one that comes to my mind is in The Mandalorian when they go to that ice spider planet or something like that. Just completely weird and not needed. And and so then you waste time, and it kind of takes away from the film, and I don't like that. So I think there's a benefit to it if you don't squander it on these weird things. There's no need to have that in. Just tell us an awesome story about Obi-Wan and Vader and these Inquisitors, and then show me some cool lightsaber stuff and bring Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping limited series means, is that, we're just getting straight to it.
Mm-hmm.
You want Obi-Wan and Vader, we're going to give you Obi-Wan and Vader.
Yeah.
And the Inquisitors, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, Mark, the potential is there. Are they going to maximize it? Or are they going to waste time like they've done with the other series? I think the budget, if it was a movie, the budget would be bigger. It'd be more of a, you know how movies are, Star Wars movies are. There's lead up to it for months. There's hype. There's all this stuff. This has hype, but it's not, a movie hype. So that's not there. But I think if they can pull off the story and have a 6-part series where every 6 episodes, every one of the 6 episodes is good, if not great, then yeah, definitely. I'm glad they did this. So I'm leaning more towards, give us more content, but make it good. So we will find out on May 27th. We will actually be at Star Wars Celebration when this premieres. Hopefully we'll get into the panel that talks where they'll talk about this, hopefully show a little bit more clips. And I'm sure Ewan McGregor will be at the panel since he'll be there at the convention. So I don't see why he wouldn't be. It's a wasted opportunity if he's not. So hopefully we'll be there live watching all this go down. Then we'll watch the first 2 episodes on May 27th and see how awesome it is. If we have any, maybe we'll be able to do a live on-site episode review of this series. I don't know. We'll see. See how things.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us here on this Credible Nerds podcast, talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer on May 4th. We want to say happy May 4th to you. It's almost over at this point, but hopefully you had a good one, good Star Wars day, and we're able to get some cool swag, watch the movie with family and friends, that type of thing. So we want to thank you guys for listening and joining us here. It means a lot to us. So definitely look for future episodes, and always subscribe to our channel, like the video, check out our audio podcasts, check out our website, crediblenerds.com, all that cool stuff. So we will pick up next time with more Star Wars Celebration content. So we'll see you then, and may the Force be with you.
Guys.
May the Force be with you.